What's up everybody, it's your boy Season. So today, this is actually going to be a quick video. We're just gonna go over the transformation for the Zeta Gundam into his Wave Rider form. So that's what we're gonna do today. Let's not waste any more time, let's go. So let's do the transformation into Wave Rider mode. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take these two tabs here and unhook those tabs here and here on the side. Then you're gonna take the front of the front skirt and you're gonna pull this down. And then you're gonna take the front part of the chest and you're gonna pull this out. If I can get it, there we go. Pull that out. And then we're gonna pull this out here. And then we're gonna take the head, we're gonna take the antenna and we're gonna close them. So we're gonna close these so they are together like that. And then you're gonna take the front chest part, you're gonna lift this up and you're gonna lift this piece up like this here. And then what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take the side skirts and you're gonna move these down. So you're gonna rotate these down this way so they're kind of out of the way. So we'll do that for both sides here and there. And then what we're gonna do next is you have these two gray pieces in the back where the arms are connected on the two sides. You're gonna take those and make sure that those go down. So they go down at an angle. But if you just push it there, you'll see that slide down just like that. So that's what you have for the arms there. And then next, what we're gonna do with this front piece, we're gonna make sure that this comes out, and that's just so you can get the head down. So you have this clearance area in here. And then what you'll do is you'll take this and push the head down like that. So that can go over it just like that. And then you're gonna take this back part here, and you're gonna push that down so that collapses down here. So what it is on this front part, there's gonna be a gap right in here. So that's what you wanna make sure that you have that there, so that is collapsed properly. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the arms here. And what this is you have this little piece here, that's gonna go right in here. So what you want is you want those to move forward that way, just like that. We're gonna do that with both sides. So those are facing front, make sure that those are nice and straight. Let me see if I can get this arm to twist a little bit, there we go. So you want your arms to look like that. So just so you can see how that looks. Trying to get that to focus there. But that's what you have for the arm piece there. Now next what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the back. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have this part in the middle. And you're gonna push this down like that. So that comes down that way. And you're just gonna get clearance so you can mess with this because we're gonna have to spin those in a second. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this here and then this is your metal piece here. And you see how when you rotate that, you see how that whole piece moves there. So you're gonna kind of want to rotate it this way. And you can do that with both sides at the same time if you like. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see so you can see that. So yeah, so you want your two pieces facing each other because it was actually like this when it started, but you're gonna rotate that counterclockwise like that. And you're gonna do that with this other side as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that like we did with the other side and you're gonna rotate that way. So now you have the back. Now we're gonna go back to the back. So we're just gonna take this stabilizer here and we're gonna move this up like this. And then we're gonna take the back skirts here and you're just gonna open those up. Those are on a little tab thing here. So you're just gonna prop those open so you got room to clear this. Now we're gonna go back to the midsection here, this part here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this and you're gonna lift this up. It's gonna be hard to get my hands in there, but we're gonna take this and lift that up. So that is protruding. There we go, just like that. So you see how that front part is protruding there? So you have that part there. And then we're gonna go back to the back here. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these back skirts here, and these are actually gonna rotate up. And what it is you have two tabs here and here, okay? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that and move that forward just like that, and that will snap in there, just like that. And then we're gonna take this back part here. You have this little tab here that's gonna go right in here. So you're gonna take that, move that down, and that'll kind of go in there. It doesn't really snap or anything, but you do have that there. And then we're gonna take the side skirts and you're gonna rotate those up like this. Just like that for both sides. And then we're gonna take these and we're gonna move these down, just like that. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these two front pieces here for the front skirts, and you're gonna move those up. So now we're gonna work on the legs. So pretty much on the legs, this is connected. And so what you're gonna wanna do is pull that out. So that comes out like that. And you're gonna do that with both sides. If I can get that other side like that. And so you're gonna pull them at a 45-degree angle, kind of like that. And now we have room to close these front skirts here. So you're gonna have them folded down like this here. Make sure that those are in the center there. And then we're gonna rotate these down. So this is gonna kind of, see if I can get that in there. And then rotate down like that. Then we're gonna take the arms, all right, and you're gonna take this one and you're gonna rotate the arms down, just like this here. So they're kind of side by side, just like that. And then we're gonna work on the shoulders here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this, all right, and you're gonna take this flat piece here, you're gonna push that down like that there. And what it's gonna do is gonna sit right on that little ledge right there for his arm. So you wanna do that for both sides. So let's do that on this side as well. Let's see. All right, and you see how that sits on there like that. Now we're gonna go back here. You've got this little tab here on this side, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna open that up here, and then you've got this little slide mechanism here. And what that's gonna do is that's actually gonna push that wing out, just like that. It does not click or anything, but you're gonna do that with both sides. So you have this part here, all right, and then you got this little slide thing here, and you're just gonna slide that out, just like that. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're gonna angle these binders here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these back parts and we're gonna rotate them to the front. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it and kind of rotate that. Now you may be hitting this, so you wanna make sure that you can clear that. But you're gonna take it and you're gonna rotate it just like that. We're gonna do that with this side as well. Okay, so take that, move that around, and then you're gonna kind of put that up like this. All right, and actually the binder thing came out. Okay, there we go. See if I can get my finger out of the way there. All right, and you're gonna kind of rotate those to the front, just like that. So you can see it's starting to come together. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, we're gonna rotate this backwards. And what it is with the thigh pieces, we're gonna have to angle those up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this part and we're gonna move this up. Now, you've got a lot of moving pieces here, so just be careful when you're doing this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna angle that up, and that is very tight. So just be aware. We're gonna try to angle that up. Just like that. So you see how that kind of went into place? So we're gonna do that with both sides here. So what'll happen a lot of times is that this skirt thing will unhinge here, but don't worry about that right now. We'll actually go back to that a little bit later, but we're gonna try to move this up. There we go. Just like that. So it's at that angle. You wanna make sure that those are even, just like that. So you can see it starting to come together slowly. Slowly but surely. And these binders always wanna go back in. So there we go. Now what we're going to do is these are the side skirts here. You have a hole for this side skirt right here. Let's see if we can see that there. And then you've got this little notch right here. So what you want to do is you want to take that and fold that in, and that will slide into that notch just like that. And that'll keep that pretty much locked in place. You're going to do the same thing with the other side as well. So we're going to take that. Yep, and you can start to see it come together. So now we're gonna move to the feet here for the thrusters. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this, you're gonna pull this back here. All right, and then you're gonna push this back in because we pull those out for the robot mode. So those will go back in like that. You're gonna do the same thing with the other side as well. So fold that in, push that in just like that. So now we're gonna spin this back around, and what you'll see, you wanna make sure that these ankle guards are out like that. All right, so you can do that, and then you're gonna push these down. Those were the front parts of the ankles there. And then we're gonna turn this back around to the feet, and then you've got the thrusters here. So you've got the thruster there, and you'll pull that down. You're gonna do the same thing with this side here. So you've got it like that. So now we're gonna work on the back here. So you've got this little tab piece here. You're gonna take this and you're gonna pull this up. You're gonna pull that up as far as it'll go, okay? So you got that for both sides. So we're gonna do that on this side as well. Pull that up just like that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this blue part, you're gonna pull those up. So those are going up straight. All right. And then what we're going to do is, this is the tricky part where you've gotta rotate the knee part up this way, and you're gonna push this in, all right? So you're gonna kind of take this, let's see if we can do this, and you see how that clicked like that? And you're gonna kind of rotate that as far as it'll go. But you wanna be careful because you don't wanna break it, all right? So that's kind of how it's gonna go in there. And then we're gonna push that in further here in a second. Now the tricky part is, this is the top of the thigh right here. And what'll happen is, if this isn't correct, it'll keep hitting this. And you can also rub the paint off there. So just be careful when you're doing that. We're gonna do the same with the other side. So we're gonna take that, push that in like that. And then you're gonna take this knee and you're gonna rotate that up, and see how that's supposed to collapse just like that? That's how you want it. So as you can see, I got the other knee right where it needed to be. What it is that front of the knee guard there, make sure that that goes all the way in, because if not, what it'll do is it'll hinder this from going down all the way. And as you can see those knee guards up here. All right, so that's what you've got there. So we were able to do that. So now what you're gonna do is we're gonna take these two pieces that we had up before, and you're gonna push those down, and that will cover the knees. All right, so that'll cover the knees on both sides, just like that. So now, that's what you have there. So now we're gonna work on the shield part. This is pretty easy. What it is you've got this part here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take this and raise that up like that. That will allow this part to extend. So you're gonna take that, move that down, and then push that back down, okay? So it's flush like that. So now you've got it extended. We're gonna turn this around. This is your little connector piece for the arm. You're gonna just take this and flip this up and then push that in that way so that the black circular part is showing. And then you've got this part here. And we're gonna open that, and you're gonna have it down straight just like that, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring back the Zeta in here. And then what you've got is, you've got a little connection piece right in here for this piece to go in. So pretty much what you're gonna do, see if I can get this done here, is that's gonna kind of go in like that. And you see how that's kind of coming together there? So that's where it's gonna rest for a hot second. So as that's sitting there, we're gonna turn this around. Now what it is you've got this piece here, you've got a little protrusion in here. And what that is, you're gonna make sure that this bottom hook for the Wave Rider goes into that piece. So you're gonna make sure that those go in together. And then you're just kind of gonna slide that down in there. Boom, just like that. So you've got that piece all together, all right? And then you've got this down in here. Now, when you look at this up, you have these three parts here, here, and here. And what those are all gonna do, they're all gonna go into the shield. So we're gonna have to take this one will go in here, this one will go down there, and then this one will go down there. So we're gonna have to take this and kind of finagle this in here. Now, what I've noticed is you have to make sure that this arm piece is going all the way in there. So make sure that that is up in there like that, so you can cover that, and then that'll bring that down a little bit. And then you can see how that kind of snaps into place. So the arms have to be recessed in this bottom part here. So we're gonna do that with the other side as well. And try to get that locked in there. And then get those in there, protruding there. So you've kind of got it coming together like that. And then you just wanna make sure that you kind of tighten this up and make sure that all of those are in the notches the way that you want them there. So it looks like we've got it all snapped in there. For the back part, you just wanna make sure that this is underneath the front cod piece there. So you just wanna make sure those are under that, because that could give you some resistance there. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, and we're gonna take this and we're gonna fold the wings all the way out. Now you may need some nails to get this out here. Let me see. And then push that and then pull, just like that. Same with this side. Easiest way I think is to push and then pull from the top. There we go. And pull that from the top there. So now that we've kind of got that where we want as far as the wings are concerned, now we're gonna turn this around. And then lastly, if you don't want to put him on a stand, you're gonna pull out the landing gear. So you've got this red piece here on the shield. You're gonna take that, and you're gonna push that up like that. And then you've got these two pieces here and here. And you can take these. Now these are die cast, so just be careful when you're pulling them out. Just like that. And boom. There is your Wave Rider mode.